Kia ora koutou, Markie here. So this is a video about retroactive jealousy, but it should be of interest to people that aren't generally interested in that topic, because I'm talking about it in a broader way. And for those of you who aren't at all interested in retroactive jealousy, here are some nice lapping waves for you to enjoy. Something really restful about the sound of this real gentle lapping. I really like it. It's really chilling me out. I might be too mellow to actually talk about a serious topic like retroactive jealousy, but we shall have a go. So really, yeah, I just want to. This is a bit of part call to action, cri de coeur, getting things off my chest a little bit. Really, I've joined Reddit, which is kind of a fairly new thing. And I've been on the subreddit for retroactive jealousy, which is massive. There's, I think it's 10,000 people on there, with lots of posts, several a day. I've just been giving a bit of general guidance to people, commenting on the posts and things like that. And I'm just shocked at how many people with retroactive jealousy don't seem to realise that there are things that you can do about it. They're on the forum, they're on that group because I think, they think listening to other people and sharing their experiences is going to make them feel better, which it does to an extent, but only to an extent. And quite often people will post on there about, they're in crisis, something's triggered them, they're in a really bad way, the intrusive thoughts have just gone running riot, or their relationships on the rocks, all kinds of things. There's partners on there as well, and so such a small proportion of these people are aware that you can do something about this, and that you need to take daily action. You need to have a recovery program. And I find it quite kind of terrifying, really. I suppose maybe I shouldn't, because there are people that maybe only just realise that retroactive jealousy is a thing. They're quite new to the forum, maybe, getting help. But quite often somebody posts about stuff. Quite often I just ask the question, what recovery program are you working? And the wind's getting up a little bit now. I hope that doesn't make too much noise. I shall try and project my voice a little louder. So quite often I just say, what recovery program are you working? Because, before kind of giving people guidance or whatever, it's useful to know what they're already doing, so you're not teaching them to suck eggs. And nearly everybody kind of says, recovery program? What do you mean? So it's really sad. So many people struggling, and they're on a big forum, a big community, and they're still, not getting steered towards things that could help them. Sometimes they are. Sometimes they're getting steered towards things that I don't think are necessarily that great in terms of helping them. Sometimes people give kind of very overgeneral advice, not specific guidance around retroactive jealousy. Sometimes people give really bad advice. So, for example, there was one post I looked at today, and somebody had talked about, I think, they talked about their retroactive jealousy and how they were suffering with it, and somebody asked, can you tell me what it is that's in your partner's past that's triggering you? And I was like, no. Dear God, don't ask that question. So yeah, it's sad. So it's kind of, on the other side of things, I suppose it's encouraging for me, because I am telling people that help is there and how to find it and what kind of help. I'm steering them towards videos and resources, not just my videos but other people's videos as well, where I think they're good. And so it means that I'm doing something useful and important, and all my colleagues in the team are doing something useful and important. So important, really, because it's just horrible to think of so many people suffering like that. But I suppose what I would like to invite of you, if you are a retroactive jealousy sufferer, or even if you're not, if you come across people that are struggling and posting this kind of thing, please, put them in touch with resources. Please tell them that there's things that they can do. You don't have to go into detail. You just have to steer people, roughly in the right direction. You can just, send them to this channel, for example. Quite often I just tell people about the antidote technique. That's something that I commonly share. Sometimes it's more specific stuff, so I've steered people towards the video on triggers. A lot of partners needing help as well. And like I always say, partners suffer as much as the person with RJ does. And I'm as interested in helping partners as I am in helping the RJ sufferer. But please, if you've got RJ and you're using these groups, whether it be Reddit or Facebook, and I'm not really that familiar with other social media platforms. I probably need to be and get into them. But it doesn't matter what the platform is. If you're on there and you're in an RJ group of any kind, please, do what they call 12 stepping. So in the 12-step tradition, which is like Alcoholics Anonymous and all the other anonymous groups, step 12 is helping other people. And helping other people is massively helpful to RJ sufferers. If you help somebody else, you're helping yourself. So, can I just invite you? I'm not saying you don't do this already. Maybe you do. I don't want to kind of insult anybody, but can I just implore and invite and beg and encourage, just to get on these groups if you use them and read through a few of the posts. Not all the time, because it can get a bit depressing actually, but just now and then, or if you're looking at posts and somebody posts something, just give them some encouragement. Let them know that RJ can be treated. I always say to people it can be treated. There's a video on this as well, but I always say there's three things. Three things will treat will vanish your RJ, and that's a daily recovery program, getting the right guidance, because it's got to be the right recovery program, and giving it 100%. If you do those three things, you will get well. But people out there, so many people without hope, they just think they're living with this forever. And I suppose the forum is just somewhere to cry out, really, a shoulder to cry on. And there's nothing wrong with a shoulder to cry on, and to know that you're not alone. But there's so much more that people can get. People can get well from this. For crying out loud. So that's it. That's my request. And you don't, like I say, you don't necessarily need to do this all the time. If you're recovering from RJ yourself, I find actually looking at RJ groups sometimes really quite depressing. But lately I've been making a point. I try and respond to two comments or two posts every day with a comment, and that's on Reddit. On the Facebook groups, I quite often post videos or post guidance. I find somehow it's easier to kind of post guidance stuff on Facebook than it is on Reddit, whereas Reddit I find it easier to make comments on what people have posted. So I hope you all do that. I really appreciate it. Thank you. If you want to help other people with retroactive jealousy, you can do it in other ways, and it's kind of simple things, really. I mean, one of the things I always remind, or these days I'm always reminding people, is although this channel is primarily about retroactive jealousy, and that's our mission, that's the purpose of the channel, we post loads of other stuff, and that's not really the best thing to do, because it confuses people, and people, our channel, this channel, if you go on YouTube and you search for retroactive jealousy, we come up at the bottom of the list. You have to dig quite deep to get to us, and the channels that come up first of all are the ones that are purely for retroactive jealousy, and often they post loads and loads and loads of videos. They're regularly posting, so there's tons of stuff, so they get lots of hits because of that. Now we don't do that, because we want kind of to make sure that it's kind of quality, and that each time we post a video on retroactive jealousy, we're saying something new, or framing something old but in a new way that's more accessible. So and there's reasons why we do that, and that's mainly around my neurodiversity and the way that I struggle with some organisational issues and things like that. So I would be quite I would be quite overwhelmed if I was running 2 channels, for example. That would be kind of too much. That would do my head in. So I run 1 channel, and also it's about me being in the moment and sharing what feels right at the time. So that's why we do it. It's not really through choice, it's through necessity. But what you can do to get to the point is just any way to support this channel would be really helpful. So just hitting the like button. So lots of people view this channel and they're anonymously, and then they kind of disappear into the night. We never know that they were even there, and that's because a lot of people aren't actually signed up to Facebook, so you can't hit the like button or comment or anything like that. But the views always count, so especially watching the videos all the way through is a big help. But if you can sign up to Facebook, it takes minutes. Then you can hit the like button. You can make nice comments if you wish to. It all helps us massively, because what that does, all these little things, make YouTube show the channel to more people, basically. So it comes up in more searches and more people see it, and that will be a massive help to us. There's other ways you can help us, and we put all those in the description box. There's a long blurb in the description box. The description box also has a whole bunch of other resources. We provide lots of free stuff. So we provide therapy, but we provide a load of free stuff. We've got different groups that we host, and there's a load of information linking to the website, which has got a load of information. So have a look at that as well. But watching all the way through, hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel, are all those things you need to be a member of the channel to do. Watching all the way through, watching more than once, just letting the videos play in the background. If supporters did that would be massively helpful. You can donate financially through PayPal, and you can sign up on our Patreon channel for as little as $1 per month. And there's extra stuff. Most of the videos that we do are free and they're on YouTube, but there's some extra ones on the Patreon channel. So that's other ways that you can help. But please just get on the Facebook groups, on the YouTube, the Reddit group, if you use them, and just spread some love, really. Spread some guidance, spread some hope. I think hope is probably the main thing. Hope and signposting. That's probably the most important thing you can do, because I hate that there are people with RJ that are kind of using the forum. They've been on there for some length of time, and they don't realise that there's shit they could be doing to get better, and it will work if they do it 100%. So that's enough from me. I hope the lulling of the waves and the soft tones of my voice haven't lulled you completely to sleep. And I will be back again soon. I've got some more videos up my sleeve, as always. Sometimes I post a lot, sometimes I post a little. It's all when I've got the mojo. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Rangimarie.